Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today's build and play guide is on the California as we've been doing these American Tier 5s. Uh, this is, in my opinion, the most underrated Tier 5 ship uh, probably in the game, but particularly of the American battleships at this level. Let me explain. It has the most health at, what is that, 58,000? It has the same 14-inch guns that most of them have with the similar damage and the best reload time out of the 12 guns. Now, West Virginia has 16-inch guns, and that's a very good ship as well. But for the rest of the ships here at Tier 5, this thing to me, hands down, is the best. And you're probably thinking, well, it probably has the worst accuracy. Well, according to Warships, currently these all have the same accuracy on 16 these 14-inch guns on all these Tier 5s. So, in my opinion, there is no reason not to call it the best one of the bunch. Now, there's a debate to have with West Virginia, um, because West Virginia has 16-inch guns. But it says the best reload, the most health, um, I think the best heal at Tier 5 for Americans as well. And also just a good ship. And we're going to talk about the biggest difference, which is AA. But anyway, let's get started. Azure Lane, New Jersey. Again, like all other ones, if you don't have New Jersey, you can use Sims here with these skills: Flammable Cannoneer, Gyrating Drill Bits, Marksmanship, and Reaching Out XXL with Fight Fire with Fire. However, I like New Jersey quite a bit. And for our inspirations, we're using Scharnhorst. Again, you could use John Fisher here or Cunningham in place of Scharnhorst if you are free to play player. Pablo de Revel for the reload time, which does help American ships quite a bit. Her base trait is Freedom Through Power. The skills are Flammable Cannoneer, Gyrating Drill Bits, Firefighter, and don't you love it? Now, if you wanted to, and you wanted to make this ship absolutely insane, more insane than it already is, you could put no fly zone on here. We'll click it for a second. We'll see if that secondary is 100. If you wanted to. I don't like changing my commander builds for one ship, but you can go that route if you want to. For upgrades, we are 100% using the AA firing range. Now, yes, you do give up the traverse speed, but honestly, these American dreadnoughts, they're not super fast. You already a lot of times know where your guns are going to be, and even without this, they're not terrible turn rates. I believe it's right at 40 seconds, which is not abysmal on a battleship. It's not amazing, obviously, but for survivability, 58,000 hit points. Oh, before we do that, let's go into the repair party. As you can see, it is 291 over 28 seconds with the same commander. I believe these are all a little lower, 285. Yep. We'll go to Tennessee here and 262. So again, everything about this ship says that it's better, and it to me it plays really good. Um, and then you'll want your spotter plane, obviously. For the specs, again, the most health at Tier 5 for American battleships. The guns are also the quickest reload with these 14-inch guns. Uh, and they are pretty accurate for the most part. Now with this ship in particular, because I played it a few matches a day, I shot at a lot of destroyers. You're gonna see in the clip today, it can do pretty well at that, but also at range, like I do a lot, because I'm like a dog chasing cars. When I see a destroyer, sometimes the stats won't reflect that. This is where this thing really, really, really shines. It already is arguably my favorite Tier 5 ship in the game. But this AA defense, you guys know there's carriers all the time at tier 5, and this thing shreds planes. And I can't wait to use it more with this setup. So the other day, I had it for the other video without the AA, and I put it on, and I will not be changing it back. I will be using the AA over the Traverse. Um, and these guns to have 6 kilometers and a fairly amount of chunk of damage coming at 6 kilometers is really helpful. Maneuverability, she's American Dreadnought. She's a little slow and she turns really well. She does turn well. And surprisingly, even without the traverse speed, she doesn't outturn her guns. Or I haven't had a problem with it. Detectability 13.5. It's a battleship. You're not sneaking up on a dead moose in open water. So for the statistics, you can see I played it. I probably played it 4 or 5 times, or probably 6 times today. And you can see the main accuracy or main gun accuracy, not great. A lot of destroyers today. Even though I've had really good damage totals and really helped my team win, as I'm not a damage guy, I've been shooting at a lot of destroyers. So the very on par with, let's say, Arizona, which I would say I've had more average battles with, and the guns are 40%. They're the same accuracy sigma. So that's more of a uh, actual good reading on the main guns. With that being said, you can see I average 76,000 damage a game, which is solid at tier 5. Just under a million potential damage. That's a little bit under my average. I normally average about a million in a battleship, but still respectable. Um, Aircraft destroyed. You can see it. That number doesn't look that impressive. You're gonna see that match, guys, and why that number is really impressive. So one thing with this ship, guys, today I had one carrier guy that I faced 2 or 3 times, and he had avoided me like the plague. I didn't even shoot one. He stayed so far away from me. It was crazy. He actually drove across the map to get other people, which I'm guessing he's just a smart carrier player, but a lot of carrier players at tier 5 are not going to do that. They're going to shred planes on this thing. Um, so I got unlucky with that. But you can see outside of that, solid ship stats for what it is, especially with the win rate. You can put yourself in good positions with this ship. 83 percent win rate on any ship is solid. The other thing with this ship too is it is very effective at helping teammates. We'll talk about that a little bit more with um, when we get into the match. For armor, you can see um, the 26 millimeter bow on it, so you can bow tank quite a bit. Not West Virginia guns, but pretty much everything else. So if we go here, we're gonna take all this off, so you can see one weakness is, like a lot of American battleships, she's got a big superstructure, and it does get chewed up. That is the one downside. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Citadel. You can see this is a very submerged Citadel, like the Tennessee. The Tennessee in this are sister ships. They're part of the same class. Very hard to hit. And you can see here, it has the same 343 that basically the belt that all American battleships pretty much have at this tier. I think Arizona's might be slightly less, but outside of this, the main part of what is going to take the hits on this thing is 343. Pretty solid. As we go ahead and start this match and check who we're up against, I do want to say it is disclaimer time. This is a beginner's guide to help out people just learning this ship or learning the game in general. This is not for professional gamers that know everything there is to know about everything. There is also multiple ways to build and play ships, so opinions will vary. I am just a above average player. I don't claim to be the best player in the world. I just am a pretty darn good player. So I do make mistakes. You're going to see some in this match. And also, you didn't come to this video to see how to pronounce names, as I am very terrible at slaughtering other beautiful languages. It's almost an art form, so keep that in mind when you're watching this, guys. With that out of the way, I have a couple clips from another match. If you guys want to see a magic trick here, we're going to go ahead and make a look at us in there. Completely disappear. This is a match. This is all just from one match. Just showing you guys this thing can do quite a bit of damage if you wanted to, just like any American battleship in this game that fits my playstyle. Oh, and you guys want to see a second magic trick? Classic Omaha. Figured this was a very beautiful thing to show as we do another magic trick and get rid of a ship and make it disappear. Anyway, for the match that we're on, the reason I showed that was just because this thing can put out a lot of damage, but it also can be effective in the way you're going to see it in this match. You can see we have an aircraft carrier. I'm checking to see where my teammates are going, particularly that destroyer or that battleship that's with me. I don't want to be right next to him, but I want to be a little bit close as the Hyuga makes a broadside turn here. And we're going to go ahead and try to aim up just a touch, try to get him as we shoot off. And of course, a cruiser spots himself. So we're going to let that, I believe that was a Synop, go ahead and start in. I'm going to try to get the flank, but I do want to stay around him. And the reason I do is I can give him some AA defense. You can, in this ship, you can give your teammates AA defense. Now, I'm a big fan of crossfires and not sticking too close to teammates. But at the same time, as you can see, there's a destroyer, and we take a shot here. And you can see, I take shots all the time at destroyers. We got pretty unlucky there. But you can be somewhat near teammates that have not good AAs. I take a pretty good shot there from Hyuga. But I'm going to push up to get to the outside. I think this player was also understanding that maybe the California has good AA. And he is actually going to follow us a little bit here. So I'm going to move up here. I want to get rid of this destroyer. That's one of the big things here. And I don't, I let that one fire burn just because torps are probably coming, to be honest with you. So I'm waiting for Hyuga to pop up, and then I start to notice all my teammates are right here, and we're not going to get any crossfire. So I'm going to turn in. And one very interesting thing about this ship, guys, that, we're going to shoot down a lot of planes in this match, and we're not going to get super focused by the carrier. He's going to try to get rid of our teammates, and we're going to shred a fair amount of his planes. And to his credit, he doesn't actually target me, but this ship still ends up taking down a lot of his planes, and that's why I want to showcase this match, because as an American dreadnought, it's a good showcase of positioning. As you can see, I'm still helping my teammates with AA support, but we're going to go get crossfire now. As you can see, we are shooting down more of his planes. That'll be a common theme here. But with him, with these guys all going to that one side, I want to get crossfire. I want to catch this destroyer off guard because, destroyers are the main thing as I'm located. And as you can see, there is the Hatsusari. So instead of shooting right now, like I always talk about, wait till a destroyer makes a turn to get rid of his torps. And you can see we absolutely did depth strike him with AP. That's why I'm a big proponent of American AP. Even on destroyers, you can see I can depth strike them with a very limited issues. If you're going to shoot close in like that, you're not going to have any accuracy problems either. So we're going to shoot at Devonshire. And you can see we are, again, starting to shoot down more planes as the carrier's going for another teammate. Now I go ahead and shoot Devonshire. He makes a good play and turns in. This Devonshire was definitely on top of his game. You can see the carrier did actually go for me one time, and he's going to pay the price as we've now already taken down 10 of his planes, 11. The AA on this thing is so crazy, guys. I can't wait to get a game where I get focused by a normal carrier player. I didn't have that luck with what we had today. And as you can see, I shoot one set, and I do that sometimes to bait him into slowing down. He didn't slow down as much as I thought. He mixed it up a little bit, and we did get him with the next set. As you can see, we have gotten rid of the destroyer, which was a big thing that's gotten freed up our destroyer. Um, and now this Devonshire is being quite annoying, and this was a solid player for the most part. As you can see, even with behind the island, I didn't get to get a good line there, so I went again to get rid of Hyuga, because Hyugas, as you know, can be super super crazy in the hands of a right player. I think you guys have seen some of the games I've had recently in it, just to know. But now the focus has become this Devonshire. We are going to go ahead. And one thing to note is, even when you're on fire, you can heal a lot of it back. So I'm not overly worried about it. I was more worried about getting a flood from the carrier if he decided to focus me. And we're going to go ahead and take another shot at the Devonshire. We get a better hit, some overpins there. But we kind of know that he's shifty. So when you find a cruiser player that's shifty or stops moving a lot, generally they do the same moves repeatedly unless they're a very good player. And you can kind of have a good idea of what's going on. So we've already gotten rid of 2 people, and we are going to go ahead and finish off the Devonshire here to win our side. So we completely won our side. We killed all 3, and Hyuga we didn't do all the damage on, but we obviously did a fair chunk in the beginning on him, and then to finish him off. So my thought here is the carrier looks like he's coming from basically straight where I'm pointing, so off to the left. So I'm gonna start heading that way, and we're gonna start moving that way. Now I try to try to get the carrier to spot for me, or even the cruiser, because it could get rid of them real quick. The destroyer 100% goes for the cap, which is a very good play. And I'm glad about that. And we are going to start to move over to the carrier, because there's not much left already in this match. So you can see by the damage total, not a big damage number game, but we really won quite fast. As I'm taking a look back, looks like they have all that under control back there. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. As you see, we're taking down planes. Again, just trying to stay somewhat close to our friendly battleship here, as you can see, because I believe it was a Synop to start with, but we're going to run into a Bayern here, and we're going to try to keep the Bayern alive. Yeah, he has his own plans in mind here, but we're going to try to stick somewhat close to him so we can help him out with the AA, and you're going to kind of see that take effect a little bit here. But again, the California, in my opinion, one of the most underrated Tier 5 ships. This thing, I hadn't obviously played it much until, this last little bit. And the AA defense, taking that AA upgrade. Also, if you ever have missions where it requires you to shoot down planes, you are not going to come across a better ship than this. Tier for tier, or pound for pound, however you want to say it, I cannot think of a ship in this game that has as good of AA as this ship does. And sometimes the numbers can be distorted, but having something at 6 kilometers that can shred planes is absolutely crazy. And I'm going to assure you that down the road, as I play this more, and this is very quickly becoming one of my favorite ships at Tier 5. I mean, it's giving Hyuga a run for its money. And I know I sound crazy, but I love everything about it. It has the most health of the Tier 5 American battleships. It's got solid accuracy. It's got 12 guns like the rest of the Americans. Sure, it doesn't have the 16-inch guns that the West Virginia has, and that's a trade-off, but everything else is pretty nuts on this ship, and I really do like it. So, as I can see, I start to see where the aircraft carrier is moving to, or is in, out there farther. So we're gonna move out, get our guns positioned. I'm also trying to save. I believe that's a Bayern out in front of me. And a German, obviously German uh, battleships do not have very good AA, so I'm trying to protect him. But anyway, like I said about this ship, guys, I 100% believe this is one of the most underrated ships in the game. And like I said, if you're doing missions that requires you to shoot down planes, hands down, this thing is just wonderful at it. And like I said, can't wait to play this more. Guarantee this is not the last time you're going to see this on the channel whatsoever. Um, and this battleship in front of me does not stay near me, and I'm assuming he's one of the normal tier 5 players that doesn't really pay attention to how particular ships are. I'm trying to let my carrier know where I think the aircraft carrier is, and I'm trying to stay close to my teammate, but he is going to get whittled away eventually here. There's not much I can help here, but we are going to get our clear skies, and you can see this aircraft carrier didn't even focus on me. He was trying to hurt teammates, and we get a clear sky just helping defend our teammates. And for me, this was a really good showcase of the ship because of that. Also with the positioning of putting myself in a good position, get rid of that destroyer and stuff like that. So we're going to take a shot here. He goes dark here, but he's going to show back up, and we're gonna hit the Western a little bit here, guys. I should have placed that shot just slightly differently, but I wasn't sure if he was going to start moving towards me. So we do get 5 pins, so we do quite a bit of damage. I probably would have backed that up just a little bit to get some more damage on him, and probably a Citadel. But you can see he's going to get, we're running quickly out of score here, so we're coming in on 1,000. But as you can see here, we're going to throw another shot. You can see I kind of aim it a little bit better, more where I wanted it to. But I got unlucky on dispersion. We still get 3 pens here. And we are not going to get another chance to shoot the carrier from here on out. But like I said, I cannot stress this amount enough. Very good, underrated ship in my opinion. I don't understand why some people don't like this ship. If you like American battleships at tier 5, this is literally the best of the best. There is a debate to have with West Virginia having 16-inch guns, but the rest of them, this literally has an advantage over every one of them. Health, AA, reload time, just awesome. As you can see, top of the leaderboard. Really helped our team win this side, taking out a destroyer completely. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time, folks. Have a good one.